Welcome to the Love Them Knives channel. Yeah, we're going uptown. We've gone away from the budget variety knife for this review. And I just wanted to put this on my channel. I have done a review on a Reate Valkyrie. This is the Reate Valkyrie. By the way, maybe I had to introduce the knife. Reate Valkyrie. Reate is a Chinese knife company. And this is the Valkyrie. This was an exclusive knife that was offered by Fort Henry Custom Knives. Okay, so I've done a review on the full titanium version. They had a full titanium version that came out first. It was like this on both sides, but it didn't have M390 steel. It had S35VN steel. This one has M390. This is like the Valkyrie II. So much for that. Carbon fiber as well. But it's machined carbon fiber, and it's done very well. It's a really beautiful design. I think it was Vince, who's the owner of Fort Henry Custom Knives, and also Facile. Oh, and I'm gonna screw up his name, but Yamin, I think is his last name, and he was pretty much probably the main contributor. He invents, and then of course David Dang at Reate manufactured this and may have had some certain inputs. I don't know. I don't know the specifics, but it's a beautiful design, isn't it? Yeah. Maybe it's Faisal. In any case, is the Yamin is the guy's name, but it's I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Beautiful knife in any case. This one, I mean, I got my hands on the one that I did that was the full tie version. It was actually, I think, the last of the titanium production models that Vince had in his collection, and a buddy of mine bought it from him. And Vince had it anodized. I'll put the link to that review and you can see that, but it had like a rainbow anode job on it that had been done to that knife that Vince had done. So that's kind of a specific piece. This one I just got from a person that actually, I follow him, he follows me on Instagram, but he had this on eBay. And so we made a deal. And he sent me the knife, and it's basically brand new. Even though this is July of 2017, and this knife came out in the fall, I think, of 2015. So, and sold out pretty quick. Strong stone wash on the blade. It's beautiful design. I mean, this has got a little bit of a Persian, like upswept tip on the blade. Pretty thick blade stock as it goes right up to the tip. So good for piercing. A big belly here for cutting. Looks like a little bit of a recurve in here. In any case, you got this line that comes all the way across the scales and right up the blade. Nice continuous line there. It's got a hardened steel insert that interfaces, and you can see the screw that holds it in place, that interfaces with the M390 steel blade. It's perfectly centered. No blade play, no lock rock, just solid, just really good knife. This is a really, really good knife. The detent's really strong on this knife. It is strong, but it's not annoyingly strong, you know what I mean? It's there, and then when it comes away, it almost can't fail because that detent holds so strong. Once you've overcome that, it comes flying out. So that's really nice. You've got jimping up here on this thumb ramp, and that's effective. It's not overly sharp, but it's effective. You can feel that. Okay? And you have jimping on the flipper tab, which is always nice. It's always nice. It's not a lot of jimping, but some. And that flipper tab's tall, isn't it? I kind of noticed that. It's like, woo, that flipper tab, she hangs up there a bit. I don't know. I mean, see, that flipper tab, not quite maybe as prominent as that. So some of these knives, they, wow, hit the back of my fingers with that. But you know, this one, ooh, it's way up there. I don't know. I think that's enough. In fact, I think it's maybe a little too much, but it gets the job done. Gives you a lot of leverage there to flip this baby open. I guess on the flip side of that, no pun intended, flipper. You have a nice finger guard down here because of the height of that flipper tab. So really comfortable contoured areas for your fingers to hold on. Good grip here on the knife. And this is, you know, you can see these machined areas all along this top part of the scale. Okay, these contoured areas are smooth here, and up here there's no machining other than they do this lower cutout through here. But yes, you can feel the ripples of these, and you know, was a kind of a, see, you can see it on the other side, kind of an idea that Valkyrie being a winged warrior god in the Norse tradition or something like that, that these are to emulate feathers. I mean, the structure of a feather. So maybe maybe that's true. I don't know. But I mean, that's, yeah, it probably makes sense in that regard. Hadn't really thought of that until I watched The True Master, Epic Snuggle Bunny. And I think he struggled with with the designer's name as well. So, yeah, I mean, this is not contoured as far as, you know, where you got a high point in the scale, where it's rounded like this. But you've got a lot of machine work here, a lot of different machined areas throughout here, radius and cutouts and different levels, a lot of milling along here. So a lot of work, machined pocket clip, not really a deep carry, but not too bad. And you've got 2 screws securing that, so that's there. I mean, it's solid, absolutely solid. So you don't have to worry about that. Really good function. You can see the lock bar. It's not difficult to disengage. It's not terribly different elevation-wise. So you're not having a huge pass. I mean, this is not so cut away that this really is exposed, obviously, but it's enough to where you can disengage that lock bar pretty easily. And you overcome that detent, and then it falls back. The action's really good. I never did anything. I got this in the mail, and my buddy sent it very, very quickly. It was wonderful to get it. And you know, I mean, we didn't do it through eBay to save a little bit on the fees. And so, and for me on the price a little bit, and for him on the fees. And so, you know, I mean, you're always a little bit more exposed maybe when you don't have that eBay backup, but that wasn't a concern in this case. So, you know, ordinarily, sometimes I'll keep it on eBay just to back myself up if it's especially a person I don't know or they've got almost no transactions. In any case, inside the pouch you saw, and then the microfiber cloth, and, well, the whole thing comes in a box like this. GP Knives. And I'll put the link to the GP Knives video. It's still there from a year and a half ago, where they did a little 3-minute, you know, and click on here and go buy one of these, and you wish you could now. In any case, and in the box, you get some extra hardware. So, looks like you get an insert, some washers, and some screws. Cool. You know, that's very nice to do. Reate, I mean, when I know it's a Reate knife when it comes in this white box. It's amazing, but the pouch is very nice, very good quality here, and their name is stitched into it, so it's really cool. I like that. Holds everything well. Big mess. How big a knife is it? I think it's 3 3/4 at least blade length. If we want to lay it down there, it looks almost 3.8. And it is about 3 7/8, it looks like to me, which is 97 millimeters probably, and 21.5 centimeters, 8 5/8 overall. So it's not 9 inches, but 8 5/8, pretty good size, especially when it's a 3.8 inch blade. And what do we got for blade thickness? Looks like it might be pretty significant. 4 millimeters, so it's almost a 0.16 of an inch. And right at a 1/2 inch, a little over a 1/2 inch as far as the thickness on the handle, which is 13.4 millimeters. Wow. I mean, this thing's mint. It's just like brand new. I don't think it's ever even been carried. But if it has it, I don't think it's ever cut anything. Pretty knife. And I think it's lighter than you might expect. And let's get a measure on that. Let's turn the scale on. Let's stick this baby back on the scale. 5 ounces. 4.9. It's right under 5. There you go. Which is 140 grams. So, not bad. It's under 5. For a 3.8 inch blade that's 4 millimeter stock. Yeah. Well, there you go. Carbon fiber for you, right? Now, I mean, did they do any? I don't see anywhere where they skeletonized anywhere in here. So that didn't happen. Those bearings are nice. I think they're ceramic bearings, single row, ceramic detent ball. The hardware, well, Epic Snuggle Bunny said it was titanium, so I'll go with that, even though I ran this. Here's my magnet, my little 3M magnet. You know, there is a faint magnetic attraction there. It's not strong, and the standoffs don't have anything. So isn't that odd that I would have a faint, nothing there really. Just a little bit on these screws, real faint magnetic. I don't know. In any case, of course, you can't do anything with, you can't really test it here because you've got the steel behind it. So yeah, it does feel like a magnetic pull, but it's, you know, you got the blade behind there, so it's too difficult to, you'd have to take the blade out, that kind of thing. But yeah, it's supposed to be titanium, and he had seen one that had been anodized, the hardware had been anodized, so guess that makes it titanium, right? Because if it's not, you know, coated, it's actually, you know, electrically anodized, then I guess you got titanium. Wow, really great action on this, though. Too bad they didn't make more of these. It'd have been a lot less expensive for me, because when you buy one up on the secondary market now, my friends, whew, get ready. Get ready. Oh, that's the designer's mark here. So, just in case you were curious. Oh, yeah. So, back in almost 2 years ago, when these came out onto the market, I think it was late summer or into the fall of 2015. And I saw them come out, and I thought, you know, I was just kind of figuring out Reate and who they were and stuff, and then this hit, and I go, $300. Wow, that's wow, that would have been a great deal. That would have been a great deal. Should have bought a couple. Especially should have got, I'd like to get the full tie one as well as having this one. Would be great to have both ultimately in your bucket list collection. Maybe someday it'll happen. In any case, right now, this is a joy to have in the hand. It really is. Pretty knife, beautiful design. You know, obviously titanium frame lock, flipper, M390 steel, great action, ceramic bearings, good size knife, feels great in the hand, and you got some traction back here for, like, if you're going to do a reverse grip here, you know, that kind of thing. Also, you know, just kind of maybe hit the palm of your hands for a little bit more grip too when you have the knife in hand. Don't know how I feel about sharpening this particular blade. I don't think this part would be as big a deal as kind of that recurve, and I got the KME system, so I think I'd have to, you know, if it gets really bad, I'm not sure this would be difficult necessarily, but I think you need to get maybe the round type diamond things to go into a recurve type area. Although that'll be what I explore in the future. Right now, I'm just kind of the standard diamond stones guy on mine, which seems to work for the blades that I've had to sharpen. Thank God it hadn't been a bunch. That is nice, though. That is a joy. It really is. Love the carbon fiber. Beautifully done. Yeah, this is one of those knives that's found its way into a lot of people's collections. Of course, they didn't make a lot of them. But if, you know, between the first run of titanium and this, I think maybe 80 of the first titanium run, and I don't know how many of these, 100 or so? I don't know. GP Knives had them at one time, as well as Fort Henry, so hard to say. I mean, hold on, I could throw this out at you. This was the GP Knives little spiel. Of course, you know, they're no longer. I mean, I printed this off recently, so this was the carbon fiber M390, and in here, Faisal Yamin, Faisal, I mean, however you want to do his, I'm still struggling with that. But he deserves recognition for a beautiful design that he did. And, you know, you can pause and read the recurve, upswept tip, blah, blah, blah. M390, etc. And then, you know, the stats here in case you need to go back to that. Carbon, titanium, 3.8-inch blade, and under 5 ounces. Made in China. And then this was from Fort Henry. I'll put the links to both in my information section so that you can kind of see. And this is the more the titanium version, and this was S35VN, so that was a different deal, and on it goes. So in any case, just thought I'll give you that information, description section, so you can access that and kind of look back at what they had, because that's still actually posted. And whew, that's a nice knife. Really like it. Be great to have this and the full tie version in, you know, in your collection. I mean, I've got the Reate Torrent and I've got the Reate Future. Those are the only two I have in my collection right now. I don't have the Horizon D, which that's a thinker. And the A and B would be wonderful, but they've been gone so long, and to pick them up somewhere, I don't know. But this, I think, is right there with having the Future, and the Torrent I really think highly of as well. This one would be right there with those other two. And this was, I mean, this was a limited production. This was, you know, not a standard production model like the other two. So take care, my friends. Yes, we do. We love them knives. So you need to stay sharp.